Monkey Ball Banana Blitz.
Now this game was a launch title for the Nintendo Wii back in November of 2006. I never played it back then, but I did read about it in Nintendo Power years later. Published by Sega, the game features 8 original worlds and 50 minigames. Minigames have always been a staple for the Monkey Ball series, so adding 50 of them should add loads of content. For many, Super Monkey Ball had not had a true successor to the original 2 games, which most consider to be the best in the series. We're going to find out if it lives up to the expectations. Now let me just say this, I suck at Super Monkey Ball. Every game has a brutal difficulty curve, and I definitely fall victim to this difficulty. Before we start talking about the game itself, let's go over the changes. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz is just another Monkey Ball game, but adds 3 new features. First, this game only uses motion controls. Levels and obstacles that originally would have been purely skill-based now have the added factor of chance due to the imprecision of motion controls. There's no option to disable them, but Super Monkey Ball works surprisingly well with just the Wii remote. I rarely ran into any problems, and after getting used to them, the game felt like it was made for this control scheme. Second, the addition of the jump. Many people would be quick to assume that this would ruin the spirit of the first 2 games, but levels are built around the mechanic. Adding another dimension of movement offers new gameplay and level design that had not yet been seen. However, when you jump, your character always makes the same annoying noise. Imagine if this happened in real life. Third and finally, the game features boss fights. They don't do too much to add new gameplay. I'm not going to nitpick the game too much because we all know what Super Monkey Ball is all about, but there are still problems to talk about. Before I start diving into the levels, I'd like to show you the loading screen for this game. What is this? You can already tell that something isn't right. The story to this game is as simple as it gets. Captain Krabikin, this weird gorilla pirate, has stolen the golden banana bunch and scattered its 8 pieces across the world. Where does this game take place? Monkeys predominantly live in the rainforests of Africa, Asia, and South America, so we'll assume it's somewhere in one of those continents. The game follows the typical world and difficulty progression that the other games in the series do. Worlds 1 through 4 are insanely easy. These are my favorite worlds, but only because they're the only parts that actually keep my attention. Levels in these worlds are simple, but entertaining. Also, after completing each world, you have to watch the credits. It gives you a little game to play, which is much worse than the end credits of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. After every world, you have to watch the credits. Why? These levels make good use of motion controls, but just felt too simple. Now the music in this game is pretty good, and some themes are really memorable, but none of the themes even get close to the original 2 games. The original game's themes are so memorable, I don't think I will ever forget them, not even on the day I die, not even after I die. Most of the themes, however, were taken from Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll for the Nintendo DS. After the first 2 worlds, the levels were either boring or average. We have a snowball level, which is pretty good. There are many slope levels where you rush down as fast as you can. Those aren't too bad. I haven't yet touched the bosses. Every boss in this game has a weak point somewhere on their body. They all offer something different, but tend to feel, well, out of touch. Just look at this guy. The World 4 boss lets you roll down his back to reach its weak spot. I had the most fun with this boss, but they're all pretty boring. At this point in the game, I was starting to lose interest. Levels just felt slapped together in an attempt to add more content. For Worlds 5 through 8, there are only about 2 interesting or new levels per world. The rest are all filler levels that offer nothing new. Unfortunately, any fun that we were having ends with World 5, Level 8. To reach the goal, you must climb a tower, followed by another tower. A full minute of tedious rolling. Levels like these start to reappear as well. 6-2, 7-4, 7-7, and 8-7 all feature these towers. Other levels are also repeated. The down or uphill slope levels started with 3-8, continued with 6-7, and 7-8. The one word to describe the last few worlds? Monotonous. Whose idea was this? Who pitched the idea for this boss and said, yeah, I think you guys will really like this. I think the kids will love this. Adults will love this. Who wouldn't? I can't even stress enough how uncomfortable I feel when fighting this boss. It's not even well designed, definitely the worst one in the game. For the first 5 minutes of the fight, I couldn't figure out what to do, and I still don't even know what you're supposed to do. You roll at these platforms, I think, which then allows you to hit her microphone, and thank God they chose the microphone. The whole time she's making these awful singing noises, and these speakers are blowing you around the stage. Why would you even add boss fights in the first place if you could only design good bosses for less than half of the worlds? After suffering through 8 worlds, you reach the final boss, which sucks, because his moves are complete BS. The monkeys finally save their 8 bananas, which then transform into a steering wheel. On a side note, this game has no partnership with any fruit company, which is odd because the first 2 games partnered with Dole, and the sequel to this game uses Chiquita bananas. I find it very fitting that no company would partner with Sega on this game. Also, how does this happen? Now, if you could believe it, the game actually has 2 more worlds. To unlock them, you have to beat the first 8 worlds with no continues, followed by World 9 with no continues. It was too hard. I could not do it. If I wanted to spend another 5 hours, I'm sure I could, but I was not willing to put up with this game for that much longer. The game is fun, but was ultimately held back by its poor design choices and repetitive level design. I really did like parts of this game, such as the music and fluid controls, but I couldn't truly enjoy the entire game. Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, we still have the minigames. Now, if you couldn't tell by the main game, or have never read reviews of this game, the minigames suck. There's no hiding it. Before we start, I want to talk about the directions for these games. Push the dart forward once deciding where to start the throw. Why is this so poorly worded? To move forward or backward according to the direction you tilted. To determine the position to throw the ball. Was this just someone who couldn't speak English, or were these translations that were taken 100% literally? I had 2 rules while playing minigames. Rule number 1, each game only gets 1 play, regardless of how it went. If I die immediately, so be it. And rule number 2, if there were multiple options, I only chose 1. We have 50 minigames to get through, so let's get going. Alien Attack. Fly in a spaceship and shoot aliens. The game has bad controls and marks the first of many spaceship games. Asteroid Crash. Shoot asteroids and don't shoot bananas. A pretty boring game, but it's not that bad. Banana Catch. Catch the most bananas. The controls are terrible and super unresponsive. Banana Thief. Punch robbers and protect bananas. Boring. Bugs Balance. Catch bugs on a stick. Great controls and one of my favorite minigames. Dangerous Route. Why would I play this when I can go play the main game instead? Level 1 took me almost 3 minutes. There's a timer, but it's literally impossible to run out of time. Each banana gives 5 seconds back, and they're all over the place. Disc Golf. Really unintuitive controls, and the arrow to aim just jitters around. The game sucks, but could be better. Fish Catcher. The controls for this game are just really off. I can never aim where I want to. Real fishermen disapprove. Free Throw. The aiming just sucks. The power of the shot is completely random, so it's really difficult to make a shot. Frog Ball. Jump up and down. This is a game for toddlers. Fruit Basket. Yeah, fill baskets with fruit. The controls are really weird. The game sucks. Hammer Throw. Simple controls, a fun game, and it's easy to learn. Shake the controller vigorously to win. High Wire Act. Balance on a wire. It's pretty easy to fall off, but the game is still pretty fun. Home Run Derby. It's pretty hard because of the motion controls, but it's not too bad. Hovercraft Battle. Absolutely terrible game. The controls suck, and once you learn them, the game still sucks. Hovercraft Race. The same terrible controls from the last game, but this time you have to collect flags. Hurdle Race. Shake the controller and jump over hurdles. The speed seems to cap pretty low, but it's not too bad of a game. Jigsaw Puzzle. Why would I ever want to solve a puzzle with motion controls? The pieces can rotate, so it's impossible to fit them in. It took me 3 minutes to solve the easy level. Terrible game. Jump Rope. Enough said. Keepy Up. Keep the ball up with the bat. The game is more fun in real life, but it's still a pretty good game. Monkey Bowling. Aiming is really sensitive and the game just moves too slow. Not good. Monkey Boxer. Waggle the Wii remote. It's pretty boring, just play Wii Sports Boxing instead. Monkey Darts. It's impossible to aim well. The dart just flies in some random direction. Monkey Fencing. The one time I played this, I was looking at the wrong person the whole time. I still won, of course, and when you win, the other character flies into the void. Monkey Golf. It's really hard to aim well, and the game moves too slow. Just play Wii Sports Golf instead. Monkey Race. I couldn't tell if my controller was broken or if the game was broken. Either way, it's a terrible minigame. Turning seemed to only work if you were above a certain speed. Monkey Snowboard. An uneventful game. You just ride down the mountain. Monkey Squash. This game uses a joystick, has responsive controls, and is great. If only the developers realized that minigames like these shouldn't use motion controls. Monkey Target. Aim for the target. It's a really boring game. Monkey Wars. The FPS of minigames. Probably fun with friends, but it pales in comparison to any other actual FPS game. I know what you're thinking. Did I really just compare this minigame to any actual FPS game? Yes. Yes, I did. Monkey Smith. A game about being a blacksmith. The controls suck, and I think actual blacksmithing would be more fun than this. Medieval blacksmithing would be 100 times, no, 1,000 times more fun than this game. Number Ball. Touch the balls in order. Not too bad of a game, but it's just really boring. That's all I have to say about it. Paper Sumo Fighter. Unresponsive controls and a complete filler game. Terrible. Paraglider. Weird controls for a boring game. Terrible. Racing Birds. A really fun game with great motion controls. It reminded me of the flying sections from Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is a good sign. Red Light Green Light. A children's game, but it's not too bad. Better than most of the other minigames at least. Ring Toss. Really bad controls, and this game just felt the exact same as Free Throw. Rock Paper Scissors. Who thought this would make a good addition? The controls don't make sense, and this shouldn't even be a minigame. Scoop the Goldfish. The worst minigame. Unresponsive controls, a terrible idea, and complete filler. Truly an atrocity. Seesaw Ball. Control platforms to lower the ball. The physics are kind of weird, but a great game nonetheless. Shepherd. Get sheep into the barn. The controls barely worked, and it's a complete filler game. Why would they ever add this? Simon Says. Enough said. Slingshot. Unresponsive controls. It felt the exact same as Ring Toss and Free Throw. Space Monkey Attack. Essentially Monkey Ball Galaga. Not that bad, but most arcade shooters are better. Spaceship Landing. A boring filler game. It has good controls, so it's not too bad. Treasure Submarine. A weird game that I couldn't figure out how to play. It sucks. We've made it. Trombone. This is the epitome of the minigames, and really this game as a whole. The controls aren't even that bad, it's just the fact that they made a minigame about playing the trombone. This truly lives up to its reputation. UFO Capture. I honestly felt sad for these little alien guys that you're trying to capture. They look so helpless. Whack-a-mole. The motion controls are terrible. Hitting down moves the controller randomly. This game even has aim assist. If you need aim assist on your whack-a-mole game, it's probably not well designed. And finally, yacht sailing. We end on a high note. It's impossible to lose and pretty boring, but you steer the boat by shaking the Wii remote. Just shake vigorously and you can't lose. I'm finally done. No more of this garbage. I tallied how many of the games were good, bad, and complete filler. All games in the filler category were also in the bad category. That being said, I thought 13 games were good, 19 were complete filler, and 37 of them were bad. 37. A whopping 74% of the games were bad. No, not bad, garbage. Why would you bother to add minigames if 74% of them were garbage? For those wondering, Trombone was in the good category. I am done with this game. In the end of the day, this game was worth the $3 that I paid for it, and that price should say a lot about it. It was recently re-released in HD. I'll never buy it, but maybe one day I'll play its sequel, Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. So, always remember, sometimes less is more, and in the context of this game, a lot less is a lot more. Thanks for watching.